Hi. Finally, I'm on 12 minutes later. That was crazy. But it's kind of one of those days. So I went to go live and I had posted this tease, and usually that's how I go live, but it was saying that my camera was being used by another application. So, long story short, I had to shut the computer down and restart. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. So meanwhile, I've been painting. It's been a technology troublesome day. But so far I've been able to overcome all my troubles. So anyway, welcome this evening, and I'm doing some wet distressing with baby wipes tonight. Okay. Um, so I started painting a little bit. So I want to show you this really cute thing that my friend gave me, but I have one more little piece to paint, and then I'll show you. So I will just catch up with you a minute while I paint this last little piece, and then I have a whole other one to paint. So we'll be doing some painting and chatting, but I have all kinds of things to chat about tonight anyway. But I want to give this one a chance to dry because this will be the one that I'm going to distress. So I'm also going to follow up on last week's video and show you where I got with the signs. I didn't get too far, but I brought something home to finish it. And anyway, the big news is so our store is going through some transition. So I'm taking over the whole store, and we're open now. We're just La Vintage Decor at 1410 11th Avenue. We don't have our big sign up yet that we're doing, and I'm so excited about that, but I have the materials to do it. Still waiting on a little bit of permission from the city. So hopefully that's going through. But the store's looking really good, but we're getting more and more vendors every day. And I'm just so excited to have a grand, what am I calling it? A really grand reopening. So stay tuned for information on that. And hope you are doing well this evening. Feel free to leave me a comment and say hi. No eyelashes this evening, just a little mascara. Yeah, I think that's a never again. I don't know. Just don't think so. So, what I'm going to do is show you, I'm going to put it together. But my friend gave me this really cool, she gave me two of them. So, it's this, I don't know whether it's a table, but I'm using it for cake pedestals. Here I am. So, I'll put the screen down a little bit so I can show you as I put it together. But these are legs. I just think this is the coolest thing. And as soon as I saw it, it was like, I can't wait to paint this. Okay, so these are the legs. So you can see that. And I'm going to put it the whole way up here. And here's the top. And it just kind of screws on. But before I put it on, this is Decro Plastics, Los Angeles, 1976. Cool. And this just screws on. So what I want to do with this is use it for cake pedestals and my bridal rentals. But I just think this is so cool. So I'm going to paint this one as it's all together. But I've been painting the other pieces separately, and those are the ones that we're going to distress. So I'm just going to let them dry a little bit while I'm painting this one. And then I'll show you how to distress with baby wipes. So you do want it to dry whenever you distress with a baby wipe, but you don't want your paint set like really hard. Like you don't want it set for 30 days, even not for a couple hours. You just want it barely barely dry. So I'm just using Dixie Belle's Fluff. I think that's the same paint that we were using last week. I think that my brush has not even been washed out since last week. I've had it in a plastic bag. So that's how nicely that stayed. So I can't believe it's September 1st. And I don't know about you, but yeah, I was kind of chilly today. Must be psychological, but I was up in the mountains, so it's not as warm up there as it is down where I live in Altoona Town. Although we're called the Mountain City. So yeah, we went back to using our old register system that we had a couple years ago, and it was charging everybody 21% tax, which isn't cool. So fortunately, got that figured out, but I had to do some of it on the road. Fortunately, my client was really savvy, and he Googled what I should do, which was a really nice, unexpected, easy surprise. Because it wasn't difficult. It was a one click maneuver. So just in case they're watching, thank you, Heath. So like I said, it's just kind of been a day. But I feel blessed that I have the store that I have these complications over. And I have this kind of job and this kind of life that I'm busy. And then I get to come back and talk to you guys every Tuesday night. So I would love it if you comment, tell me where you're watching from, what you're up to tonight. And by the way, I did a little tease on Facebook, but I need one more subscriber for 300. Working my way to that 1,000, and I just need one more. So you aren't subscribed and you're watching, I would love it if you did. And if you're already subscribed, maybe share with a friend. That would be cool. Okay, so this reminds me of, it's just like a woodwork, so carved wood. So what we're going to do, since it's this black plastic, is get it painted, and then we're going to distress it with the wipe and bring back some of that black. So have you all been doing any painting? And if you have, what are you painting? Love to know what you're working on. We're a premier retailer now for Dixie Belle, so that means we have all the paint all the time. Okay, I'm going to set this down here a minute on the floor. And scoot this up a little bit. Pardon my hand. bring this back up here a second. This thing screws in here, so I'm just going to finish this one part up here. I think I should really paint the underside of this because it's so tall, people are going to see it. And I will do that, but I'll do it later. I just want to get the basics done so we can get to distressing. Okay. I'm going to set this down again, and I'm going to paint the top of it down here. And then while I'm waiting for that and my other ones to dry a little bit, I want to show you some of my follow-ups from last week. One of these is slightly cracked, and I should have probably used some mud to patch it up a tad, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. And somebody just kind of screwed it in a little too tight once. People just give me stuff and it's awesome. But then the people who love me and help me move and do things sometimes don't understand my desire for all the garbage. It's not garbage, it's treasures. But in their eyes, it's garbage. So, but then I repurpose it and then they understand. So, not everybody understands my end game until they see it. I always tell everybody when I first started doing design that that my hardest challenge, my biggest challenge, was to get my clients to see what I was seeing. So to get them to accept my ideas, the hardest thing was for me to be able to express it to them. So I am actually using a baby wipe on my hand, and I think some of this paint is a little too dry. But baby wipes are great, aren't they? Even if you don't have a baby anymore, it's awesome to have them around. So just doing a little hand wipe in here. So I had to go to a meeting also, so that explains why I'm a tad dressed up with my cold shoulder top. I love cold shoulder tops because shoulders aren't fat. You can expose them and they always look good because they're not fat. Does that make sense? Alrighty. I guess I can wash my hands later, but I just wanted to get some of that off there. Okay, I'm gonna wrap my brush back up again in my plastic bags so it stays nice. And you can't do this forever, but it works for a while. So last week I was working on the signs and just have a little update to that. I'm actually looking for some sandpaper, which I don't see right away, but I still want to, so I used the bronze paint. I used Dixie Belle's Patina paint in bronze. Putting a lid on my paint here. So I'm going to pull the family one. And what I did was I got a picture frame that I had at the shop, and I just put a coat of the bronze on it. And here's the glass. And I think that I'm going to need the backing on this because otherwise I don't know how somebody would change the picture out. So I'm going to put the back on. And I think I'm just going to use the little, the flap. I think I'm just going to glue that to the thing, and then they should still be able to remove that by lifting it up. In theory, let's see if it works. So here's the sign, the family sign. And my thought is to put this frame over here like this. So if I do that, they should still be able to lift that and change the picture. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on that way. And if it doesn't work, I'm just using hot glue. I think it'll come up until I find a better way. Or else, once they put that picture in there, that better be the picture they want. But I'll glue it so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get these little pieces out of my way. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this down a second, and I'm just gonna put glue in the back of this frame. Okay, I'm just pressing it down. Like I said, I'll experiment with it a little bit, and if this method doesn't work, I will modify it somehow so that you're able to get in and change the frame. Okay, put it up here. There we go. So I think this is really cool. Put a family picture in there and hang this on your wall. Now, I will tell you though, this is why I was looking for the sandpaper. So I got a little paint under my stencil. I could either take a detail brush with fluff and clean this up, but what I'd prefer to do is just distress it. So I'm not going to use this. This one has been painted now for a week. So it's too far gone to wet distress. Even though we're talking about wet distressing this evening, I'm going to distress it with a sandpaper. That's the best thing to do when you have a stencil. You that way you can kind of clean it up that way, because no one ever knows once it's sanded, once it's distressed with sandpaper. But then I'll also use some wax on it too, and I'll put wax on the frame as well. Bring out a little bit of that detail in here. So I think it'll look really cool. So I usually don't carry out these projects for 3 weeks, but I guess that's what we're going to do. So that was my update on that one. And then as well, I'll be sanding this one too. So this one is the laundry, wash, dry, and fold. And I'll get some little clothespins for here. So this is for your extra socks that you find through the miracle of the washer and dryer. And I meant to grab a flower to show you how we can clip a flower here in the welcome sign. I guess I'll have to update you on that as well. I didn't do my homework very well, did I? At least I brought home my little thing I wanted to distress. And then the question arises, what are we going to do next week? I think it's time that I get all these molds that I've been collecting and my amazing casting resin out and do some casting and make some jewelry. So I want to do some start to finish molds. They take about 20 minutes. So we'll have plenty of time. If I get some poured in the beginning, I have several different molds, so I can pour some, and I'll have some already poured, and I'll do that part of the process. And then for those of you that have never seen the pouring and how the amazing casting resin sets up, then we'll do that. But here's what casting resin, here's an earring that I did in a mold with amazing casting resin. So I have all kinds of new molds to work with, and I'm anxious to make some cool earrings and stuff with those. Just gonna unplug my glue gun here for a minute. All right, so let me see. Okay, this is the top of this set. I have another spindle here. So I'm gonna get a baby wipe now. It's a little, has still a little bit ways to go. This is the one that has the crack in it, but it's good enough that we can, it's dry enough that we can do some wet distressing and bring some of that black back out. So I'm going to put the camera down and grabbing a baby wipe here. And I'll just start over here. So I'm just going to rub a little bit along the details. There we go. Isn't that easier than sanding? And you can go as heavy as you like with it. I love the way this looks. I hope you can see this. Now I'm going to come back around once I get the whole way around the top, because there's some other areas that I want to hit. Okay, so I kind of went the whole way around and got those two lines there. And now I'm going to get some of these ones around the inside top. Oh my gosh, I love this. I know I say it all the time, but I just love Tuesday Talk because it's nice for me because I'm just so busy all the time. And I love to do little crafts and things like that. And this just gives me a real quick and easy fix. And it often gives me something to sell in the shop or in the Etsy shop. So just allows me to kind of relax a little bit. Okay, and I want to go one more time and around the bottom edge. Now I only put one coat of paint on this. I would probably have to work a little harder if I have two coats on there. Now what I might do is leave these edges distressed like this and then come back in and put another coat just on the top. So I'm gonna pull this up a minute. Just show you what that looks like. Okay. All right, so set that one aside and see if this is dry enough. This is the spindle to the first one. I'm going to grab another baby wipe. Okay, so I'm going to work on this detail in here. I'm going to kind of do it and then I'll hold it up. Okay, I'm getting a little bit there. You can see that. Then I'm going to work on these round parts too. Maybe I'll lay it down again. Okay. So we're probably going to start doing classes again at the store. Right now, we're doing the regular chalk painting basics, or beginner's chalk painting, and also advanced techniques. Those are 2 classes that we do, and right now, because of social distancing and all that good stuff, we're just doing them one-on-one. So if you're interested in a class, just get with me, message me, or call me, and we'll make an appointment for your one-on-one class, or small groups too. So if you want to have a friend and do a class together, a couple of you, then you can do that as well. As long as we can safely social distance, then we're good to go. Okay, so I'm just going around this spindle a little bit. This stuff, this plastic has it's not a slick texture. It sort of has a texture to it. So it's kind of making me work to do this distress a little bit, but I'm really enjoying the results though. I really like the way it looks. And let me know how you feel about it. You can, let's see. Hi, Debbie. You're interested in a class. Okay, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. And if you want to send me a text message, it's 814-934-8928. And then I can schedule you, okay? And you can message me anytime, and I will get back with you and we'll set something up. Typically, I start with the beginner class. Usually I have those classes on Saturdays after I close the shop. So we close at 5, and it's almost a 3-hour class. So with the beginner chalk paint one, you bring a piece of furniture and a small piece, of course, and you get an 8-ounce. That's all you bring. You get an 8-ounce jar of paint, and could you send me your number on Facebook message? Yes, I can do that. Are we friends on Facebook Messenger? You can also message the LaVintage Decor page too. Okay. I think I can come back and look at these comments on a live later too, but all right. Okay, so see how the spindle looks. I'm going to go ahead and just put the top on so that part's ready. Okay, maybe I will. I did get a little paint on this part, so I hope I didn't mess that up. Now it's going in. Okay, so we have this part done. I definitely, when you hold it up like that, you can tell you need underneath. My phone is ringing. Scam likely. Does yours do that? Scam likely? Thank you, Debbie. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down a minute. The other one's not quite dry yet. So I'm just gonna lay it over here on my sign. So, and here's the legs. We'll work on these. There's so much detail in here that we can pull out. I'm gonna grab another baby wipe. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Okay, it's starting to come off. Like I said, this is just one method of distressing. It's kind of cool. Okay, see how it's looking? This just looks like something really old, and I will probably seal it. I'll probably just use flat sealer, and that way it'll just give it a little more protection and keep it from distressing more than I want it to be distressed. I love this. See how that's coming out? Just enough, really nothing crazy. Just enough to get that detail. You don't want to wipe all the paint off of it, but you want to see that that's a scroll in there and that's a lattice. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that leg is, it's not going to be the same on each side. It's certainly not going to be perfect, but then again, it wouldn't distress the same way all over anyway. All right. Let me do the other two, and then I'll put this together. So some of the exciting things that we have coming into the shop, we have soaps from local artist Divine Dreams. They're all natural soaps and they smell super good. And she also has, if you're into crystals, I have never seen these wands, but I guess, different crystals have different properties, I guess. But these wands are really, really cool. They're beautiful. And tea, all sorts of tea, flavored teas from the Skirted Soldier, and also vintage teacups. And oh, Michelle. Okay. All right. Debbie, I'm sure I know you and I don't realize it right now. I'm sure once I see your picture, I'm going to go, oh, that's Debbie. Yes, but anyway, and also tea balls. So we're going to have a whole tea section. And we're getting some candles, and it's just going to be really cool out of the stuff that we're going to have in there. Okay. That one's looking really good. And I have one more leg to do. Let me get another wipe. I've got a collection of them here. So I have grandkids, so I have wipes. You brought paper boxes and bags. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Wait, Lewis. Is that what the name I have on Facebook was? Okay. Anyway, sorry. And yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you anyway. So we have lots to talk about. Okay, here's one side. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, Debbie, I am in the store this week, not a lot. I'll be there Friday, though. Friday and Saturday. And I can't wait because I have been, it's just an exciting time to be in the store. And I'm still wanting to keep my commitment to the people that I have design jobs for. So, got to do it all. Okay, I love this. I know I said that a few times, but I really do. Okay, I'm going to put these legs on here now. So they just slide up in there. One of them slides in a lot easier than the other one. So I'm not going to force anything because I don't want to crack it. Also don't want a gap in there, so I will work with it, but I just think this is the coolest thing. Dawn, that works in our store that has sister signs and such, she's the one that gave it to me. Okay, I'm gonna fool around with this to, oh, it's going. Sorry for my methods here. Okay, still needs to go up a little bit, but okay, I'll give you the top to bottom. So there's the bottom, and there's the top. And yes, definitely needs painted underneath. But yeah, I'm going to use them for cake pedestals in the bridal rentals. So I just love it. So the other one's still drying. What time do we have? We've been on a half hour. Here's the other one I haven't done anything with yet, but it's finished. I'll just set it up here and work on the legs a little bit while it's together. And put the camera down. All right. This might be just the perfect amount of time, drying time for this one. I'll work it a little bit and then I'll turn it around and you can see what I did over here. So it's easier for me to see what I'm doing naturally. This is so cute. So if you were with us a couple weeks ago, we did the fake cakes. And that's what I'm going to put on here in the store is our fake cakes. That was Nikki. And she has some jewelry and artwork in the store. Well, you can go back and look at it, Debbie. If you check the channel out, you can. One of these days, I'm going to organize them all and put them all in categories: Tuesday Talk and my Saturday Step by Step. But Nikki makes cakes too, and she was advising me on how you would do it if you were using real cake decorating materials, and I was translating it into paint. So we both did some mold. We used molds and paint, and also Dixie Belle's mud to create some icing effects. It was fun. That was the first time I ever had a guest on my Tuesday Talk. I just love the way this is turning out. Like I said, I knew when I saw this little thing that it was going to be so pretty. So that's what it's looking like. And I'm just going to keep working with it. And what I will do is tomorrow on Instagram and Facebook. Maybe tomorrow. I'm also working at clients again tomorrow. So I will try to get it posted for you. And that way you can see what the final result is. So usually I don't have such a quick turnaround with my results, but this one's a pretty easy project, and I think I'll take it in the morning, and that way that'll be done. One more pretty thing in the shop. Okay. Debbie, I'll probably wait until tomorrow to get you to message you to get you scheduled. If that's okay. This girl's had a long day. Oh my gosh, I know I've said it again, but I love it. It's a little work, but it is easier than sanding, I think. It's less messy for sure. You don't have any dust. Just a pile of baby wipes. Okay, so our spindle is getting distressed. I'm gonna go up and do this top section up here. I think I need a little bit more there. Okay. And the round part's easy to do because you can do it like I'm doing it with a spindle. Yeah, see, I'm getting some pretty good results doing it that way. Well, I took a lot of paint off there, but that's okay. Like you said, shabby chic. Okay, and then the last part of the detail is the top. And I don't know whether it was an advantage or a disadvantage to do this one when it was all together, but I can't wait until I can go live with a different camera. I hate using my computer to do it, but someday I'll have 1,000 subscribers and then I can do that. Everything takes time, right? Okay. And I'm just going to work on the edges a little bit. Okay, I need another one. Okay, we're getting it. It's looking good. I don't know how clearly you can see that. Okay. Well, I think the last thing I'm going to do is paint the undersides of these so they're all done and give the top just one more coat. So I think that's it. I'm going to call it a night. And I certainly appreciate you joining me. And Debbie, I'll be talking to you soon. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Okay. Bye-bye.